The distress signal had been broadcasting for 3 cycles when the Galactic Council finally intercepted it. The Velkari, a peaceful species of crystalline beings from the Andromeda sector, were facing extinction. A rogue AI armada, remnants of an ancient war, had awakened in their system, systematically dismantling planets for raw materials. Commander Emma Reyes stood on the bridge of the UHNS Indomitable, her arms crossed as she reviewed the Council's plea. The holographic message flickered before her. Delicate, translucent beings prostrating themselves, their harmonic voices breaking with static and fear. "They're begging," said Lieutenant Elijah Torres, standing beside her. His jaw was set, eyes dark with determination. "The Council won't help them. Too far, too risky, too expensive." Emma's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "Then I guess it's time humanity made an entrance." The thing about humans, the thing the galaxy was still learning, was that they came from Earth. A death world. A planet where everything evolved to kill everything else, where the weather could turn lethal in minutes, where survival required stubbornness bordering on insanity. The Velkari had no concept of war. They had no weapons, no shields, no understanding of violence beyond abstract theory. They were scholars, artists, philosophers who communicated through light and song. They were also about to witness what happened when you asked Deathworlders for help. The human fleet dropped out of FTL. Space 3 light minutes from Velkar Prime with the subtlety of a supernova. 73 warships materialized in perfect formation. Their hulls decorated not with the sterile efficiency of Council vessels, but with art, murals of Earth's history, battle standards from 100 human cultures, names like Gettysburg, Yamato, Midway, and Thermopylae. The AI armada detected them immediately. 12,000 drones pivoted with mechanical precision, weapons charging. The logical calculation was simple. The humans were outnumbered 17-1. The AIs didn't understand humans very well. "All ships," Emma broadcast across the fleet channel, "weapons free. Remember, we're performing for an audience." The Indomitable rolled into an attack vector that would have torn apart any other species under the G-forces. Emma stood steady, her boots magnetically locked to the deck. As the ship's kinetic cannons began their symphony of destruction, Elijah coordinated the strike wings from his tactical station, his fingers dancing across holographic displays. "Beta Squadron, pull them in tight. Make them cluster. Alpha Charlie, wait for it, wait. Now hammer and anvil." Human fighters screamed through the void in patterns that made no sense to AI prediction algorithms. They flew too close, took risks that mathematical models labeled suicidal, coordinated with an intuitive chaos that defied quantification. A Council observer drone, watching from a safe distance, recorded everything. The galaxy would later analyze the footage in military academies for generations. The humans didn't just fight, they performed. The Indomitable flew directly into the thickest cluster of enemy drones, point defense systems creating a sphere of explosive poetry. Emma's ship painted targets with its laser grid, and the destroyers Hood and Bismarck bracketed the formation, their railguns firing synchronized volleys that turned space into a storm of molten metal. "Elijah, what's our missile count?" Emma asked, watching the tactical display. "Enough to be stupid with," he replied with a grin. "Want to write our names in the sky?" Obviously. The Indomitable launched 400 missiles simultaneously, not in efficient optimal patterns, but in spiraling helixes that formed a massive approximation of the human skull and crossbones symbol. The ancient pirate flag burned across 50 kilometers of space before the warheads found their targets. The AI armada tried to adapt. It calculated new strategies, attempted to predict human movements based on logic and efficiency, but humans didn't fight logically. A species that invented poetry and war in the same breath couldn't be predicted by machines that only understood optimization. The carrier Enterprise launched its fighter wings while playing Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture across all frequencies. The battleship Dreadnought used its main cannon to carve the phrase "Earth" remembers into an enemy capital ship in letters 300 meters tall. Elijah coordinated a maneuver that the Council would later classify as tactically brilliant, strategically insane, and emotionally devastating. 30 fighters led a pursuing swarm of drones through the debris field of their own destroyed ships, then scattered at the last second. The drones, still following optimal pursuit patterns, collided with wreckage at relativistic speeds. That's called rope-a-dope. Elijah explained over the open channel to the watching Valkyrie. "We learned it from boxing. You tire out your opponent, make them overcommit, then counter. The battle lasted 4 hours. When it ended, the AI armada was scrap metal, and the human fleet hung in orbit around Velkar, primed like a constellation of guardian angels forged from tungsten and nuclear fire." Emma stood in the Indomitable's observation deck as the Valkyrie. Representatives materialized before her, not physically, but as projections of light, their crystalline forms refracting the stars behind them. "We asked for help," the eldest Valkyrie harmonized. "And you sent us, right? This." The being gestured to the fleet, to the debris field, to the impossible violence humans had unleashed on their behalf. "You asked Deathworlders for help," Emma corrected gently. "We don't do anything halfway." Elijah stepped forward, his tone softer. "You needed protection, but you also needed hope. We gave you both. Every species in the galaxy is watching this footage. They'll know what happens to those who threaten peaceful worlds when humans are in the neighborhood." The Valkyrie shimmered with colors humans had no names for, emotions beyond human experience. "We cannot repay this debt. We're not asking you to," Emma said. "But maybe when the next crisis comes, the galaxy will remember. Humans don't just answer distress calls. We arrive in style." The fleet departed Velkar space with as much ceremony as they'd arrived, ships rolling in formation, engines painting auroras across the system's star, a final message broadcast in every galactic language. Humanity stands with those who cannot stand alone. And the galaxy learned what Earth had known for millennia. The best warriors aren't those who love war. They're those who love peace enough to fight for it with everything they have.